Coming up on 5 Minute News. Trump charged with hush money payments to boost his chance of election. Tennessee House expels Democrats after gun protest. And Liberals win control of Wisconsin Supreme Court ahead of abortion decision. It's Wednesday, April 5. I'm Anthony Davis. 76-year-old Donald Trump was charged on Tuesday with 34 felony counts of falsifying business records in an historic case over allegations he orchestrated hush money payments to two women before the 2016 U.S. election to suppress publication of their sexual encounters with him. Prosecutors in Manhattan accused Trump, the first sitting or former U.S. president to face criminal charges, of trying to conceal a violation of election laws during his successful 2016 campaign. When asked by the judge in court how he pleaded, Trump said, "Not guilty." Prosecutor Chris Conroy said the defendant, Donald J. Trump, falsified New York business records in order to conceal an illegal conspiracy to undermine the integrity of the 2016 presidential election and other violations of election laws. While falsifying business records in New York on its own is a misdemeanor, punishable by no more than a year in prison, it's elevated to a felony punishable by up to 4 years when done to advance or conceal another crime, such as election law violations. Prosecutors during the arraignment said Trump made a series of social media posts, including one threatening death and destruction if he was charged. The judge asked the parties to please refrain from making statements that are likely to incite violence or civil unrest. Trump said nothing as he entered the courtroom or when he left roughly an hour later. He flew home to Florida, where he addressed family, friends, and supporters at his Mar-a-Lago club in Palm Beach on Tuesday night, delivering a litany of grievances against investigators and prosecutors and rival politicians in a rambling speech. Trump faces a separate criminal probe by a county prosecutor in Georgia into whether he unlawfully tried to overturn his 2020 election defeat in the state. He also faces 2 U.S. Justice Department investigations led by a special counsel into attempts to overturn the 2020 election results and his handling of classified documents after leaving office. Tennessee Republican lawmakers took the first steps on Monday to expel 3 Democratic members from the GOP-dominant House for their role in a recent gun control protest at the state capitol. The extraordinary rare move resulted in a chaotic and fiery confrontation between lawmakers and supporters opposing the move, and has further fractured an already deep political division inside the Tennessee legislature. Resolutions have been filed against Representatives Gloria Johnson, Justin Jones, and Justin Pearson after they led chants from the House floor with supporters in the gallery last Thursday. The resolution declared that the 3 had participated in disorderly behavior and did knowingly and intentionally bring disorder and dishonor to the House of Representatives. Republican Representatives Bud Halsey, Gino Bulso, and Andrew Farmer filed the resolutions. They successfully requested on Monday that the House expedite the process and vote on the resolutions tomorrow. Despite support from the Republican supermajority, their requests sparked outrage among supporters watching in the gallery. Their loud jeers led House Speaker Cameron Sexton to demand that they be removed by state troopers. Also during the turmoil, several lawmakers engaged in a confrontation on the House floor. Hundreds of protesters packed the Capitol last week, calling for the Republican-led State House to pass gun control measures in response to the Nashville school shooting that resulted in the deaths of 6 people. As the chants echoed throughout the Capitol, Jones, Johnson, and Pearson approached the front of the House chamber with a bullhorn. Sexton confirmed that the 3 lawmakers had been stripped of their committee assignments and said more punishments could be on the way. Expelling lawmakers is an extraordinary action inside the Tennessee Capitol. Just 2 other House members have ever been ousted from the chamber since the Civil War. Wisconsin judge Janet Protasewicz defeated Daniel Kelly in a record-breaking race that could determine the future of reproductive rights in the state. The race between Protasewicz and the conservative Daniel Kelly set spending records, with more than $45 million having been spent ahead of Tuesday's election. Protasewicz will rule on several critical issues over the course of her 10-year term, but none is more immediately pertinent to voters than a lawsuit that will determine whether an 1849 ban on abortion remains in effect. Wisconsin's Democratic Attorney General Josh Kaul filed a lawsuit challenging the law, and it's expected to reach the state Supreme Court later this year. Wisconsin will become the first state that has outlawed abortion since Roe to reverse course and legalize it again, should the Supreme Court rule in Kaul's favor. It is likely to do so now that the court has flipped from a conservative to a liberal majority, which will come as a relief to the state's doctors. Protasewicz warned that if Kelly won the race, the archaic law would stay on the books. Protasewicz hasn't said explicitly how she will rule, but is a vocal supporter of abortion rights. You can subscribe to the 5-Minute News Patreon for bonus videos, commentary, and more. Go to patreon.com/5minutenews.